In 1962, a man bought a forgotten island and turned it into paradise, not for profit, not for fame, but for peace. This is the story of Brendon Grimshaw, a former newspaper editor who left the noise of the world to become a modern-day Robinson Crusoe. At 37, Brendon Grimshaw was the editor of major newspapers in East Africa. But as Kenya neared independence, he foresaw the inevitable changes. Positions like his would go to locals. He didn't panic, he pivoted, craving a simpler, more nature-immersed life. Grimshaw took a vacation to the Seychelles. This was no ordinary trip. It was the spark for a lifelong transformation. What began as a getaway soon became a calling. During his stay, a stranger offered him the chance to buy an island. That island was Moyenne, a wild, uninhabited, 24-acre jungle just off the coast of Machete. Grimshaw bought it for £8,000, about $10,000, sealing the deal 4 minutes before midnight on the last day of his trip. Moyenne was not a tropical paradise. It was a tangled, rat-infested, overgrown thicket. Birds were absent. Coconuts couldn't hit the ground. No trails, no shelter. But Grimshaw wasn't deterred. For the next 10 years, he commuted between his journalism job in Tanzania and the island, slowly clearing brush, planting trees, and rebuilding the ecosystem. He wasn't alone. A 19-year-old Seychellois named Antoine joined the mission, and together they became the island's caretakers, builders, and protectors. They introduced native birds, planted 16,000+ trees, including 700 mahoganies, and even brought back the giant Aldabra tortoise, long extinct on the island. It wasn't just about beautifying the land, it was about rebirth. By 1972, Grimshaw left journalism and moved permanently to Moyenne. With no electricity or running water, his life was simple but deeply fulfilling. He lived in harmony with nature, creating walking trails, cultivating fruits, and documenting everything in his personal journals. In the northwest corner of the island, he discovered 2 old graves marked unhappily unknown. Local legend claimed pirates buried treasure on Moyenne, and those graves were meant to protect it. Grimshaw and Lafortune even excavated 2 sites, now marked with skulls and crossbones on modern maps. Whether they found treasure or not remains a mystery. The Seychelles exploded in popularity as a global tourist destination in the 1980s. Investors, including Saudi royalty, offered up to $50 million for Moyenne. Grimshaw refused every time. To him, the island wasn't a product to sell, it was a living legacy. His mission shifted again, not just to preserve Moyenne, but to protect it forever. That meant no hotels, no luxury resorts, and no commercialization. Just nature, peace, and purpose. When his mother died in 1981, Grimshaw invited his aging father, Raymond, to join him on Moyenne. To his surprise, Raymond agreed. The father-son duo shared several peaceful years together before Raymond passed away in 1986 and was buried on the island beside the old pirate graves. It was a full-circle moment. A man who had left England alone now had family buried in the soil he had restored. In 1996, Grimshaw published his memoir, A Grain of Sand, chronicling his journey from city editor to island guardian. His story captured the imagination of nature lovers, conservationists, and dreamers worldwide. Documentaries followed. Tourism inquiries increased, but he kept the island unspoiled. He allowed up to 50 visitors per day, ensuring peace was never compromised. There were no hotels, no developers, and no vehicles. Just trails, trees, tortoises, and tranquility. To protect Moyenne beyond his lifetime, Grimshaw created the Moyenne Island Foundation Society in 1998. The mission was clear: preserve the island as a haven for prayer, peace, nature, and education. After the death of his longtime friend Antoine in 2007, Grimshaw moved quickly to finalize protection. In 2009, he negotiated with the Seychelles government to designate Moyenne as its own protected entity, Moyenne Island National Park. Though part of the Saint and Marine Park, it remains uniquely independent, a national park of just 24 acres, making it the smallest in the world. Brendon Grimshaw passed away in 2012 at age 86. He was buried beside his father and the pirates, beneath a headstone that reads, "Moyenne taught him to open his eyes to the beauty around him and say thank you to God." He left no heirs, but his wishes were clear. Moyenne Island is to be maintained as a venue for prayer, peace, tranquility, relaxation, and knowledge for Seychelles and visitors from overseas of all nationalities, colors, and creeds. Today, the Moyenne Island Foundation upholds that vision. His legacy lives in the rustling trees, the echo of bird calls, and the slow movements of the Aldabra tortoise. And because of that, Moyenne lives on, not as real estate, but as a living testament to one man's devotion to peace and preservation. And because of that, Moyenne lives on, not as real estate, but as a living testament to one man's devotion to peace and preservation.